Hello, everyone. Hello, knights and warlocks and witches round the world. How are you? I'm Katie, the Introverted Reader, and today's quest, should you choose to accompany me on it, is going to be the Merlin book tag. Now, I am sure there's probably a Merlin book tag out there somewhere, but these particular ones for this tag, these questions and prompts I made up on my own. So, if you would like to join me on this quest, feel free to continue on watching the video, give it a like and subscribe and do all the things. But now we're going to get into the Merlin book tag. So cheers. And let's head on our quest, shall we? I'm fully in my Merlin era right now. If you follow me on TikTok, it's anyway. So I have all my questions written here in my MDZS notebook. So the first one for Merlin, a fantasy series with an unlikely hero. Now, for this one, I went with Lightning Struck Heart by TJ Klune. Basically, Merlin, if he was allowed to be gay, like he was intended. So this is a story about our main character, Sam Haversford. And he grew up poor, and then he was brought to the castle to be a wizard's apprentice. Now, obviously, Sam doesn't have to keep his magic a secret as Merlin does, but even so, he is still overlooked by a lot of people because, like, everybody calls him an idiot, everybody calls him clumsy, everybody calls him dumb, you know, and the same with Merlin. Everybody overlooks Merlin, and, you know, everybody doesn't think he's anything special. You know, he's just a servant. And, like, every single time somebody says that in the show, I just want to scream. I'm like, he's not just a servant, he's so special, like, can't you see? And, like, and it's the same for this. Like, Sam constantly has to prove himself over and over and over again that he's worthy of his gift, as does Merlin. So, and yeah, again, this is your PSA. If you haven't read this series yet, I highly recommend it. So there's that. The next one, Arthur. A character with himbo sort of like qualities that means well and has a good heart. And for that one, I went with our boy, Golden Retriever, Nick Nelson. Listen, Nick is so sweet and so precious, and he is just all the things. He is Arthur if Arthur lightened up a little bit. And if you look at the way Nick looks at Charlie, it's literally the way Arthur looks at Merlin. Like, it's just, they're so alike, it's crazy. And I fully believe that if Nick was in Camelot, he'd be a knight. Like, he would either be King Arthur or he'd be a knight somewhere. And I just feel like the two of them are so similar, it's crazy. I feel like the two of them would be great friends. So for that one, I'm gonna go with Nick Nelson because we love him. Question number 3, Lancelot, a character who was loyal to the end. I recently watched the episode, like Lancelot's like last episode, and it hurt me because I really wanted him to be in the show longer, but he went on to become a musketeer. He's fine. So for that one, I went with Francis from one of my favorite books of all time, Radio Silence. Again, another Alice Oseman. Again, this is your public service announcement to read this book. I did an entire video where I talk a lot about this book in depth, the Alice Oseman video that I did, where I talked about this. It's one of my favorite books ever. The friendship in this between Francis and Aled is just the purest and the sweetest, and Francis is so loyal and so amazing. She literally, like, she gave up an important day in school to get on a train to look for Aled because she was worried he was going to hurt himself. And that is the type of friend I believe Lancelot to be. Lancelot and her would get along, like, for real. So major Lancelot energy over with Francis. The next question is for Guinevere, our sweet, sweet flower Guinevere, who's never done anything wrong in her life. And that is a female character who you feel is overlooked. You know, a badass girly who is out here doing her thing, you know, literally keeping everybody else afloat, but nobody really gives her her flowers. Do you know what I'm talking about? And I'm going to go with Charlotte from the Infernal Devices. Now, Charlotte is the head of the London Institute. She's a young woman, she's 24 years old, but she literally is like mother to everybody. Like, her husband spent all his days in his lab building. I mean, Henry is sweet and endearing, but Charlotte is the one at the forefront. Like, she has to face the council every single day. You know, they look down on her because she's a woman. They look down on her because, you know, for all the reasons, mostly because she is a woman, you know, and they don't want to take her seriously when running the institute. And same with Gwen. I feel like no one ever really takes her seriously because it's like, oh, she's just a daughter of a blacksmith. She's just blah, blah, blah. And it's like, girl, you're going to respect my queen, okay? You're going to respect my queen. And I feel like Charlotte Fairchild is not given the attention she deserves. Is Fairchild even her last name? I have forgotten. I'm the worst. I have forgotten I'm the worst. I'm sure it is Fairchild if I remember it rightly, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. But Charlotte, queen, absolute queen. The next one is Gaius, a father-like character. Sweet, sweet Gaius, played by the iconic gay legend Richard Wilson, taking Merlin in and teaching him all the ways of life. And for that one, I went with Arthur Parnassus from House in the Ceruleans. That is his name, isn't it? That is his name, isn't it? Yes, Arthur. A different Arthur this time. Yes, this is my Illumicrate edition of this book, by the way. Yes, Arthur from House in the Cerulean Sea. Now, Arthur is dad to all the children who live in this house. He looks after them. He keeps them safe. He feeds them. He encourages them in whatever they want to do. And it's just so beautiful. This book is so beautiful. And it's, I love Arthur so much. Like, he would move the earth for these children. And it's the same with Gaius. Like, you know, Gaius would do anything for Merlin. Like, he very nearly sacrifices himself time and time again for Merlin and for his safety. And it's just, oh, it's beautiful. Like, again, read this book if you haven't. Now, the next one is for Uther Pendragon. Former tyrant, king of Camelot. And it's his prompt is, can you name a character who makes bad choices? Now, Uther makes a lot of bad choices. He, you know, he uses his fear and his ignorance to rid all those that have magic, or maybe even some of them don't even have magic at all, but he allows his fear to control himself. But one that she's nothing like Uther at all, but I went with Pip from A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I love this book. I love this book. I love this whole trilogy. But our girl, a lot of times, does make a lot of bad decisions that do land her in some really dangerous situations. And like, even though I love this book, I was like, girl, do you not have any sense? And that's the same with Uther. Sorry, I kicked the camera. Uther doesn't, like, his common sense goes out the window when it comes to magic. Like, he immediately just wants to squash it where it stands. And Pippa with this, her bad decisions come from her need to find the truth. Her need to, you know, I need to solve the case. I need to find out everything. I need to go here and da-da-da. And it's like, girl, calm down. So I went with that one. I hope some of you understood there what I was trying to say. I'm not saying she's anything like Uther. I'm just saying they've both made terrible decisions that have backfired time and time again. Now, the next to last one is for Morgana, a favorite story about a witch. And I went with Malice by Heather Walter. This is a sapphic retelling of Sleeping Beauty told from the villain's perspective. And why do I feel like Morgana fits the bill of this character so hard? Like, her powers are overlooked and she ends up allowing all of that hatred that she got from other people to fester. And it's literally like, you know what? You want me to be your villain? I'll be your villain, bitch. Okay? I'll be your villain. And I love this so much. I love this so much. And you couldn't have given my sapphic queen Morgana what she deserved either. But like, read this and just picture Morgana as Malice like I did. and then all your dreams will come true that way. So I can live vicariously through, I can live my Morgana Sapphic dreams through this book, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I love this. This is so good. It's so well written. I love the world. It's basically like all people are gifted with like a grace. So like everybody has a different ability that way, and like all the graces like this or whatever, and she's the type of grace that specializes in like evil magic, if you catch my drift. So that's what of it. Now the bonus quest is for this last little prompt I came up with is the bonus quest, and that is the Knights. The Knights of the Round Table, and that is a friendship group that you would love to be a part of, that you would love to go on an adventure on. And I'm gonna go with Team Avatar. I don't talk about Avatar enough on this channel. I really should. I really do want to make like a dedicated video about how much I love this series and why it's so good. But I like, look at all of them. Look how much fun they're having. I want to be a part of this. I want to go on adventures with them. I want to fly around on Appa. Like can I join, please? I don't know if I'm a bender or not, but maybe we can find out. But I mean, Sokka's not a bender and he's in there, so he can teach me how to use a sword. Like, I will contribute. So I would love to go on an adventure with all these guys. I would love that. So that is it for this video, my dear good people of Camelot. That is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I will leave all of the prompts and everything down below, and if any of you decide to do this tag, be sure to tag me so I can see your answers. So yeah, that is it. All of my socials are down below as always, my Twitter, Instagram, and my TikTok. If you are really Merlin trash like I am, go follow me on TikTok. Because I've been doing a lot of like random little Merlin videos over there, and it's been so much fun. Anyway, so yeah, go follow me over there and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want. I would really love to get to 300 subscribers. That would be wonderful. I hope your day is going, that your day is going well, and that you're all happy and loved. So just have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. I need to stop.